Today is day 2, and we are crossing the Drake Passage, which is described as the most dreaded bit of ocean on the globe. From Ushuaia to South Shetland Islands is going to take 48 hours. Before the trip, I watched YouTube, which shows how rough the ocean could be.
Oh my god, this is just getting a little bit...
When we left Ushuaia, the sea was calm. There are 4 oceans meeting at the Drake Passage: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. And from the south, we have the Southern Ocean. The 3 oceans from the north, they bring warm waters from the equator. But the water from the Southern Ocean is cold, so you can expect a lot of turbulence. The Ultramarine is a medium-sized ship, and thanks to its new design, it has a fin stabilizer system.
And the stabilizers work like ailerons on a plane, so when the ship goes one way, they automatically adjust. One goes up, one goes down, and it pulls it back to the more stable position here.
The stabilizer is 15 feet long and 8 feet wide. I have motion sickness pills and the lotion. But we found the electronic wristband very effective. It releases a low-frequency pulse to the brain, and the brain tells the stomach not to vomit. So we were able to enjoy the food, even though the sea was a little bit rough. The breakfast menu remains the same throughout the trip, but you can choose different items every day. I like smoked salmon, fruits, soft-boiled eggs, or omelette. There are 3 lectures this morning: the penguin, sea kayaking, and the cryosphere. Young people will join the stand-up paddle boarding, but the old people should join the paddle excursion. In order to take beautiful pictures like this, we joined the one-time paddle excursion.
Alright, you want to sit down. What you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to put your feet into these little foot sections. Alright, now in many ways these are a really kind of tender part of the dry suit. Alright, it's quite easy to damage them, especially if you put them on and start walking around. So what you need is we'll be giving you booties as well, so that you want them there ready. Make sure your zipper is all the way open, and then as you sit down, get your foot on and immediately put the booty on. Okay, put your booty on, zip it up, and that way you can move around and you're not going to damage the foot of the dry suit. Alright, then the arms. So as I say, there's these rubber gaskets in there, and then a bit of Velcro over the top. So make sure they're as loose as they possibly can be. I would tend to hold the fleece bit until it's right near there. And then I carefully put my wrist through. I don't try and push it through really hard. Basically, I'll tend to kind of put my other hand inside it, just kind of ease it over my whole hand. So bring it there. Make sure you come all the way to the end. When you come all the way to the end, just make sure you grab it and make sure it goes all the way. There's kind of a spot where it stops and it's not quite sealed. So you want to make sure. You also, they've got a convenient zip. It's not as convenient for everybody, I believe. It depends how you're built, but the same thing. Sometimes they're not quite closed. And if you fall in, it's a terrible place for the cold water to come rushing in. So just, even though you haven't used it, somebody else has, just make sure that you got to the end and you've just given it that extra pull to make sure it goes all the way.
In the afternoon, there's a talk on Zodiac operation.
We would get you ashore is by dividing you into groups, and we would take half of you ashore at once, while the other half is on a Zodiac cruise. You into 4 Zodiac excursion groups, and there will be a sign up for that we'll have after the Biosecurity. And when you are called down, it'll be the passenger ready rooms. We have 2 of those located on deck 2 at the bottom of this main staircase.
Then comes the biosecurity check to make sure our belongings will not contaminate the place when we go ashore.
Very good, perfect.
This is not new.
Okay, so you have to go outside and you dip this in a solution. Just this, you know, there is a solution outside where you can dip this. It's kind of disinfectant, you know. When you come back from the shore, they will be like, as you come on the ship, just put in the water, you know.
Also,
yeah, this is the important part, because this is what you touch the ground like, okay? So you need to go now, and every time you come back from excursion,
take a good bath.